Hey guys, what's up? I'm Cassie Bager, and today we're going to be talking about targeted marketing strategies and how to run a targeted marketing campaign. Let's hop into it. You're probably wondering what a targeted marketing campaign or strategy is. If you're a marketer or a business person or entrepreneur, we're not talking about selecting your overarching target audience right now. Instead, we're really focusing on key accounts or key companies or individuals that you want to become your client. The difference between that and a mass marketing campaign is when you're marketing, you're gonna just tossing a net out and seeing whoever you catch and reel in. Versus a targeted marketing campaign and strategy is very specific. You've already selected 10 to 25 companies or individuals that you want to become new accounts. It's all about selecting who you want to be new business. Now, this can be on the B2B side or this could be on B2C. I think it's a little easier to explain from a B2B, business to business perspective versus business to consumer. You can totally do it on that side. It just, there's a little more complexity to it. So what you're seeing right now on the screen is a software product called Miro. It's just web-based. I think they might have a version you can download to your desktop. I don't use that, but basically I like to outline my marketing strategies. So if I'm communicating with a sales team, we can have better alignment and they can understand what I'm doing to better support them. I found Miro to be that solution for me personally. It's usually used for developers and stuff like that, but great for marketing strategy. So what I have here is basically just a very, very basic rundown of what we'll be doing. We're going to identify 10 target companies that we want to market to. And you don't have to do 10, you can do 25, something like that. If you had an entire sales team, I would be giving them each 5 to 10, or maybe even more depending on their capacity, companies that they need to reach out to while I'm marketing to at the same time. So for example, if we worked for a software company that made commercial real estate software, doing who in the world knows what, we would want to research commercial real estate developers that aren't our current clients, whether that's a local or on a national level. What I would go ahead and do is research each entity and figure out who the best point of contact is. And sometimes this is easier said than done. There are tools like Dun & Bradstreet that you can pay for and find specific companies and their employees' information. These generally aren't cheap, so if you have deep pockets and a really great marketing budget, go for it. If you don't, I tend to go to LinkedIn and use that. There's tons of other ways to purchase lists. We're trying to be very targeted, and we're going to have an exact idea of who we want to reach out in the company. So say we wanted to reach out to a specific company. Not just anybody in that company is going to be our target person. We don't necessarily want HR if we're going after the person who makes purchasing decisions for software, or we don't want to go to a marketing intern or marketing coordinator probably. We're going to be wanting to go out after a very specific person. Sometimes that's easier said than done. So if you can find information for other people in the company, it doesn't hurt to reach out to them and say, hey, I need your help. I'm looking for this specific person in your company. Can you put me in contact with them? I'd say like maybe 6 out of 10 times it works for me, but it is one way to get the job done. The next step in this is we have a strategy that we're gonna go after X amount of people. In our campaigns, how we're gonna do it. In our campaign, we're gonna have multiple touches. We're not just going to be emailing them. We're not going to be just cold calling them. We're going to contact them or reach out to them in multiple ways so we know they're seeing our content in a variety of places. For instance, if you're going after a really big company, you can do this. It doesn't usually work with small ones. On LinkedIn and Facebook, you have the ability to target where a person works. So say they're with Walmart, or that's a huge company, that one would be way too many, but a specific company that has X amount of people, you can target that company on LinkedIn. The downside is if it's too small of a company, then you're not going to be able to target them because you have to have a certain amount of people in that pool that you're advertising to, or the ad won't run. Another downside to this part of the strategy is that you can't target the specific individual only. You can put some kind of limitations in there, but more people from the company are gonna see. So it's more similar to your mass marketing, but at least we're targeting a specific company and we know who our ad's going out to. These are not organic social media posts. They are targeted sponsored campaigns. So you have more of a likelihood of the specific people you would like to see seeing them. And then you should always have a landing page. If you're using the targeted Facebook ads and the targeted LinkedIn ads, you want a landing page that is dedicated to those companies that you're marketing to, not for the whole world, not for your mass marketing campaign, something that's specific to them, what they're going through, their struggles, and how you have solutions to fix it and freebies that are going to help along the way. Your landing page should have plenty of calls to action on it. You should be giving away free information. So say let's put a white paper on there that they'd really want, something that's going to help them in their daily life and in their job. If they want to download that, they have to provide an email. So now you know who clicked through and downloaded it. Email marketing is not dead. I highly recommend it, especially if you're doing a targeted campaign. Once you know that person's work address, you can go ahead and send them mail that's specific to them. And I wouldn't do something like a boring letter. I would actually make a campaign that's really aesthetically pleasing, gives them value, provides them some new knowledge. One time we sent out keys with a bunch of tips and tricks on it. They were like USB keys, super cool, people loved it. If you're sending out mail marketing, like I said before, make it something of value that's educational for them, not just a sale. Be like, oh, 50% off this. No, make sure you're also providing them some free value to continue to nurture a relationship with them. So even if they don't purchase from you within this X amount of weeks of your targeted campaign, they'll still remember you in the future. In a year down the line, when you go to market to them again, you've already nurtured that relationship and they don't remember you as the guy that hounded you or the gal that hounded you to buy from them. Instead, there's some kind of relationship there. Once you know that's been sent, maybe give it 2 or 3 days, send them an email, send them a phone call. That's the next step on my list. You want to reach out to these people about 8 times. That's how many times it usually takes to make a sale. That stat usually in the sales world is referring to how many times you email or call them. Those 8 touches we're talking about in the sales world really focuses on your emails to that person and your phone calls to that person. We're talking about marketing and sales alignment right now, so we're going to count physical mail that's being sent to them as well. I really don't count the social media because I'm not 100% sure it's going to get there. For the email marketing campaign, I suggest something similar. You can make videos just for that person. Everything you're doing should be tailored to these companies, to the people that work for them. Just because you're not doing that mass attraction, you have the time and energy to make everything very specific to them, tailored to them. I would put in a video or a couple of videos when you send out these emails that are like, hey, I know you're working on this. I know you're doing this. Here's 10 tips to make that more efficient. You can make a video specific to them with their name in it and everything. So what should your email look like to your targeted audience? Each email should be customized and tailored to that specific person. It should have their name, their company name, and any information you know. For instance, if you know they won an award recently, add that in there. This email should always look personal and it should never look like a newsletter. It should be coming from you or a salesperson. Reason being, the opening rate on these guys are a lot higher than on newsletters and the responses too. You can automate this. If you're a small entrepreneur and you don't have a CRM, you're probably doing these by hand and that's fine. But if you're a larger company, you're just dumping that data, their name, their company, and maybe some other information in there. But it should still look authentic. It should still look like it came from you. If you purchase this list, beware, you probably will get people asking how you got their information. If you saw the cold call on here and you're concerned about that, don't be. The cold call is really where sales alignment and marketing come into play. I mean, the email marketing is too, because it has to be on someone's behalf. It's not a company newsletter you're sending out, it's from a specific salesperson on your team. I don't really consider this a cold call because they know it's coming. You've already emailed them, you've already sent them mail, you've already built that relationship, so it's not really a cold call. You can call them up and be like, hey, did you get that magazine I sent you? Hey, did you get that USB with all those awesome tricks and tips I sent you? Hey, Did you check out that email yet? Did you have time to see that how-to video? Has that helped you? And 90% of the time, if you already sent them that email, they're probably going to respond. So you probably won't even have a cold call. You'll probably already have a setup phone call that they've reached out to you about. Now, what about that cold call? Man, if you know me, I hate being on the phone. You want to guide that conversation. You do not want them guiding it. You want to ask them, hey, did you get what I sent you? Did it help you? What did you learn from it? What are your struggles? Do you have time to set up a phone call, a bigger phone call? If you're not leading the conversation, they'll lead it and they'll probably end it. So make sure you're the one asking the questions and driving the conversation. The major goal of your targeted Facebook and LinkedIn ads, of your phone call, of your email marketing campaign, your mail campaign is to get them to either purchase or set up a phone call with you. There's really two ways to track ROI on this. If you're getting that phone call and a good response and setting up that phone call, that's one way to track it. And the other way is tracking the actual sales. Maybe you send the piece of mail out first. Whatever it is, whether it's a package or it's just a flyer, that's out. You can call up within X amount of days or email them within X amount of days and see if they receive that information. Hopefully they contact you back by now. If they don't, you schedule X amount of days in between each phone call and email and contact them until you've reached them about 8 times. If that individual or company doesn't contact you back, this is the time you let it go dormant and you're gonna try back in a year. So this isn't necessarily linear. If you're going through these paths, they may pick up on one point of contact and reach out to you then, and you can call them after that. It's kind of sporadic and you have to be very organized. So what's the difference between this and a mass marketing campaign? This is going to be tailored and targeted to a specific audience that you know you want to be your clientele. Whereas a mass campaign, you know you want a specific generalization of people to come and be your clients. However, it's not targeted specifically to a single individual or a single company. This one's going to be a lot more relationship building, phone calls, and one-on-one. Both have opportunities for sales and marketing alignment. I personally like this one more for sales alignment. This gives my team the ability to work hand in hand with me. We target what companies we want to go after. My team knows what marketing tactics and things I'm doing and how I'm communicating with their clients, and I know that they're going to pick up the phone on these days. So this isn't just a mess. You don't do this all at once. You're going to be strategic on how many days you give in between things. For instance, maybe every Monday, you know you're going to contact that person for the next 6 weeks. Are there other channels and avenues that you can reach out to these same people? Absolutely. Be creative. There are really endless possibilities. Maybe you know they go to a specific charity event every year. Sponsor that event and give them a gift. If you guys like this video, please let me know. If you have questions about it, ask. I'm going to probably be showing you a full campaign that I do at some point, a targeted marketing campaign and strategy, and breaking it all down for you, showing you my stats, showing you what worked, showing you what didn't work. But in the near future, I'm probably going to be making some more videos on how to do video marketing, content marketing strategies, mass marketing campaigns, building your LinkedIn audience, all that kind of stuff. Let me know what kind of information you're looking for that you haven't seen on YouTube yet. So go ahead and subscribe, hit like, whatever. Thank you for watching.